Founded in 1999 by Jason Burks, Retrospec Films is Oklahoma's largest turnkey production company of its kind. With over 2 decades of experience, a full-time team of over 20 talented individuals, a 12,000 square foot studio to create in, and thousands of successfully completed projects in both entertainment and advertising. You're in the right place if you like hearing some good old filmmaking stories. On this podcast, we will discuss the pursuit of creating things and the problems we solve by digging up projects from across the last 20 years and giving you a glimpse behind the scenes where the magic happens. You're listening to Retrospec Films from the Archives.
Hello, and thanks for joining us on Retrospec from the Archives, where we dig into the pursuit of creating things and the problems we solve while creating stuff. I'm really excited today. Joining me is Lauren.
Hey.
Lauren is our social media director? Social department director.
Yeah.
All things social.
All the social things.
The director of social stuff.
All of it.
Okay. And then we have Joel, what title do you bear these days?
I believe my job description is social video specialist.
You look like a social video specialist.
I look like a special guy.
Now, so does that just mean that while you video things, you talk a lot? Is that what that means? Social?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely qualified too.
Yeah.
Right, Lauren?
Oh yeah, he's super social.
Super social.
Our clients love him.
So social. So
social.
that's how we define the social department. It's just people that are friendly, and then the other people in the company aren't friendly.
There's
I will say, when I saw that job offer, when I took the job, I was like, what does that mean? Does that mean like I'm the nice guy, or does that mean like I make social videos? What's going on here?
You're
I
required
do
to
feel
be
like
nice.
there's a change of energy with us. I mean, we're it.
Yeah, you guys smile more than other people.
All smiles and upward thumbs.
We save the abuse. I don't abuse your department. I just abuse other ones. I'd let you guys.
Because we're so happy.
We can take
You
it.
guys are so happy. Well, today we are going to dig a little bit into some of the stuff that our social department does. And specifically, one of our clients, which is Sepulpa Crossroads.
Yep.
Which is, I don't know if we say is associated with the Conte Group. Do we say that?
Yes.
Yes.
They are owned. The page is
Yep.
owned by the Conte Group.
Yep.
They're not associated.
They're not associated. And this project, this came about pretty quick when you started working at Retrospec. I remember we had that meeting somewhere in the first 4 months of you joining the team. Why don't we start it from the beginning and talk just a little bit about the conception and the onboarding and the success that you guys have seen with Sepulpa Crossroads?
Sure. Well, as you know, you were there.
I was there.
We were approached by a company called Conte Group. They're in Sepulpa, and they kind of spearhead a lot of business development in the area. So they own several businesses. They were under construction. They were in the process of getting those established. Some of them are really well known. One very historical for the area, the TP Drive-In, which is out in Sepulpa. They're also they just recently opened the Crossroads Cookery Restaurant, which was under development when we started with them, and then the Waypoint Lounge, which should open probably by the time this airs. It'll be open. And so they were really wanting to establish the city of Sepulpa as a great place for families to come, for there to be a lot of activities, restaurants, shopping, boutique areas, antique shopping that you could come and do, similar to what we have in other areas in town. Broken Arrow, where we're from, our main street, downtown Broken Arrow, is just like that. And they were really wanting to kind of put Sepulpa on the map, especially as they were opening new businesses. So what was really cool for us and our team is they really approached us as hey, we want everyone to succeed in this area. If we're going to succeed with our businesses, we need all the businesses here to succeed. And so they really kind of handed us the torch and let us get to know all the business owners, get to go to all the restaurants, interview them, and really set this page up more as a community page for the whole town and just show off all the great things that are there.
That's awesome. I love that. You know, just one thing I wanted to touch on that I think is really cool. One of my favorite things, like if I go back to the very beginning of starting this company and when I was doing videos, what really got me excited, and still to this day really is what gets me excited, is being able to help other people grow what they're trying to grow. Like that's what's really fun. It's really fun especially when somebody like has never had a good video, right? And you get to create something great for them. I think that social, you know, not that it's necessary to talk to it right now, but I'm going to, so I don't know why I'm prefacing it. But I think something that I love about social media, especially when working with other businesses is it gives you that immediate ability to connect with customers directly right there and see the feedback that they have. And, this page started from scratch.
Yeah, we built the whole thing.
I mean, I remember in that meeting, we talked about the Sapulpa Crossroads. Some people threw things at us and other people were all excited about it.
Yeah.
But why don't we tell me a little bit about that first of all, because that's kind of scary too. Like, okay, we're going to start a Facebook page that has 0 friends. What can we do with that? Talk to me about that.
What was really unique about starting the page from scratch is we also were going into a community where we didn't have contacts. We didn't know people. And so for us, Conte Group was amazing that they let us kind of take over the reins, but we had to get to know the Sapulpa Chamber and the city of Sapulpa, and we really had to get to know the town and the community, which is something we don't have to do for our other pages. So it was a new kind of challenge for us. But growing it from the ground up, we really were the tactical side of it is we got to know all the people, the businesses. We had to walk in for most of them because when you reach out to someone on a cold call, they don't really want you to come in. They don't know who you are.
Yeah.
A lot of the businesses are locally owned. They're small mom and pop shops, restaurants. Most of them either don't have social media or don't really use it to an advantage for their business. And so we're really trying to build that trust with them and convince them that we're going to do well for their business. We're going to put them in a good light, and we're going to try to bring people and promote their business. So that was kind of a challenge for us that we don't normally have to do, but it was great. The city's amazing. They're so kind and so sweet, and they welcomed us in, and now we walk down the street, and they know who we are, and we know who all the newspaper writers are, and we know who all the owners are, and they'll wave at us. And what we've been able to do over the last year is really quite incredible because now, whereas we were trying to get a hold of them and let us come in and take photos of their business and let us take video of their business, now they're reaching out to us. And so we're really a staple in that community of if you want to promote it and you don't know, maybe you don't know how to do it on your own social media, reach out to them. They'll help you. And so it's been really cool to kind of have that place, but we did it through trust.
Yeah.
Our team is a really great team, and they do a great job, like doing the videos and taking photos and really just building that trust with them when we're on set and on location. And over the last year, we have grown the page from literally nothing to 5,000 followers on their Facebook page. Just last month, we reached over 200,000 people with our posts.
Wow.
And for us as a team, our goal is 10% engagement on paid or boosted posts, and they average 20% or more engagement on every post that we have on their page.
Wow.
And as of this morning, I showed you on my computer, but as of this morning, we've reached 1.3 million people in the last 11 months through their page. And so it's really been responded to well by the community. We're in all the community groups.
Yeah.
We tag all the right organizations, but it's really about us and our whole team showing up, doing what we say we're going to do. They trust us, and we're really just trying to highlight all the good that the city has to offer.
Wow. So, Joel, I'd be curious to get some thoughts from you on creative approach and relationships and, what it's been like for you. Because I assume you go over there, once a month or something like that?
Yeah, roughly. My job in this whole thing has been really interesting. So I'm on just the video side. Like, I don't post anything to Facebook. I don't boost nothing. That's all Lauren. And she does a great job. And so it's super cool for me to hear her reports about how the pages are doing because, when this was coming out, I remember when Lauren was telling me in our, one-on-one meetings about, we're going to have this new client. They're going to have us do these new businesses. And then, so it's coming down the pike. It's in my head. We get to the first shoot with them and it's okay, we're going to do all these businesses and we're announcing all these things with nothing tangible. And so we're doing months and months of content of this is coming soon. This is coming soon. And we have to keep building the hype and keep having creative ideas to be able to make something cool out of something that isn't there yet, and to be able to get a community amped up and excited about that is just awesome. And yeah, it's totally awesome. CTX Coffee I just love walking in there because it's just such a warm environment, one, to begin with, and two, they're familiar with our faces, and it's just
And you love
like,
coffee.
Yeah, you just know you're coming into a good interaction when you walk in that door.
Tell me a little bit, I know that, probably by the time this airs, it'll be long past Christmas, but I've noticed they're doing like a ton of stuff over there, like decorating for Christmas. Have you guys shot already?
What was cool about this is one of the gentlemen who is from the town, he has a business there. We did a video with him for his construction business, and he ended up telling us, hey, I have this idea where the city's going to be working with me. It's called the Christmas Shoot. We were there from the very beginning, so we got to see all the prototypes. We got to see everything in storage. Wow. They used us, like the Sapulpa Chamber of Commerce and the city used us to make videos to promote that this was even coming. We had it all on the page. And so now we've been involved this whole time in like promoting it, getting everyone pumped up. They didn't really have a budget to promote it a lot. So we were making videos and photos, and then it hit, and it has been this huge success.
Explosion.
I mean, the opening night, they estimated 20,000 people were there at the lights on ceremony, which we promoted on our page. We helped any way that we could, but it's really incredible for these businesses because the Christmas Shoot, it's for those who aren't familiar with it.
Yeah.
It goes down both sides it's a 4-lane street. Two of the lanes on each side of the road where the businesses are on Main Street has these tall, what are they, like 12, 15 feet?
Yeah, they're up there. I
like
mean, you would have to jump to touch the decorations.
Yeah, I can't touch it. There's no way. Joel, maybe.
Yes.
But they're just lined with themed decorations. It was all done by volunteers. So the budget for it was very minimal. It was businesses and people in the community donated to this project. It was put up and assembled by volunteers.
Yeah.
So it's really a community-driven event and activity. And we've been able to kind of be a part of it from the whole get-go. And so the businesses reached out to us when the Christmas Shoot started because they were a little nervous because some of the roads were going to be closed and they didn't want it to interfere with their business because it's up for 2 months.
Yeah.
And it's been great. The businesses have adjusted. They're staying open late. There's so much traffic coming through Main Street and Sapulpa. It's been on the news. It's been in local and national magazines. It's all over social media, not just from our page, but everywhere. It was featured on Oklahoma Tourism.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. And so it's cool, like, for us to be like, hey, we saw that first prototype. This is so cool. So
that is awesome.
Yeah. It was cool to see, like, that come together because we did, like, the guy Will Berry that, like, really spearheaded the thing, from my understanding, brought us into the, like, storehouse where they were, like, building the structures.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, this is going to be cool, but that was like in July, I think.
Yeah. It was hot in that building.
It was hot.
There was no air conditioning.
I'm curious, Joel, like, since we're talking about social, and I know that when we say social, obviously we're talking about social media, video production and content production specifically for social media. How would you say that differs? Because you also have worked many times on shoots with us as well. And I don't know if I even know what the answer to that question is, but I'm just kind of curious from your perspective, like, what are the things that you do and how do you approach creating content for social that maybe is a little bit different or unique? And it could also be on the editorial side because you're doing all that jazz. So talk to me kind of about that.
Well, it's pretty different, but in the same way with what you're doing every day, there's a lot of rolling with the punches.
Yeah.
We are having brainstorm meetings at least like once a week for a client. And you have to come up, we usually do about 4 videos per client, and coming up with 4 unique videos for a business can be tough sometimes.
Yeah.
Even knowing you can do employee, meet the employees and customer testimonials and all that. And so the creative side takes a lot. And I always get out of my chair whenever we're in brainstorm meetings now, because I just got to get flowing and moving and thinking. And like a lot of times I'll just be like saying weird stuff and just throwing stuff out there to see if that'll spark something in someone else's brain. And also on set when we're shooting these things, like, you gotta, be prepared for, like, one of our clients is A-Best Roofing, and we'll go there and you show up and you're looking for employees who want to be on their Facebook page. You know?
Yeah.
And we've established some regulars, but then you got to get outside of those so you're not like overusing people and burning them out.
Yeah.
And it's just, sometimes it's a challenge to get people to say, yeah, sure, I'll be in your silly video, or I'll talk about my life for you for, 5 minutes for a video. And it can be tough sometimes, but it's a lot of fun. It's really rewarding. And it's also fun to go into those spaces with people and show them that like they can do this. And like you're a creative person, and like you'll see people that are like nervous, and then you get them on camera and they're like one take wonders, and it's like, see, you're awesome. You didn't even know. So there's definitely a relational aspect to what we do, and it's a different timeline from like an editing standpoint. So all of our stuff is like month to month chunks, whereas you guys have stuff that's like filmed and
been going on for years,
forever. But
I envy you guys. I'm like, well, they shot it and then they were done with it 3 weeks later. I need that job.
Well, you say that, except they're busting out like 50 videos a month.
Oh yeah, okay, so maybe not.
there's a lot, and they're shorter, so they don't take as long to edit. But I know that like I'm super thankful for Lauren because she does a really good job of keeping me on track and keeping stuff on my plate that keeps me on track. And she's looking at it from like a posting standpoint. So all of our videos that we have to do have dates by them, and that's their post date. Yeah. Whereas I'm guessing from you guys' standpoint, it's a deliver date.
Sure.
And so it's kind of an interesting difference that, you know, we have a date. I have a date for a video. I usually take a video per day. And so my job is to get that video done that day so that Lauren can have it ready and get it scheduled, because she's got to do a caption and all that stuff. And so my final date is before the post date. And so it's just there's lots of managing, but it's all on like a month cycle. So like months come and go, and it's like, all right, time for another brainstorm because we just wrapped up posting the last video, you know?
And you guys are also in a unique spot because you are able to edit videos that you shoot, whereas not everyone here has that opportunity. And so if something changes on set, or if we have to swap a person, or we change a dynamic within a video, the individual who's editing it is also on site when that happens. And so that's, I think, a really convenient feature for our team, is that we're all together all the time from the very minute of the video conception until the time that it's delivered. They're there the whole time. And so if there are any last minute changes or things, they're kind of involved in those.
Yeah, that is one nice thing, is like the creative process is streamlined through people. So there's not a lot of changing hands and different minds like missing the vision or anything. It's like, I remember when we came up with that idea, and I remember what we talked about. And so
I can shoot it right.
I can execute that. I can edit it right, you know?
Yeah. I'm curious, Lauren, you know, obviously I know there's a whole lot that goes into it, but I'd be kind of curious what you would say is the kind of the summary of the pieces that have to be done correctly to have the kind of success that you've had with the Sepulpa Crossroads. Because, I mean, that's crazy to go from 0 to 1.4 million impressions in, what is that, maybe a year and a half?
It's 11 months.
That's 11 months. Okay, so like, I mean, that's really intense. I don't know any other medium in a small town like Sepulpa, Oklahoma, that could even come close to reaching that many people. Maybe it's just a comically long list, but what do you feel has been, just name me a dappling of those elements that have been executed successfully by your team to create that?
Honestly, I feel like, especially for Sepulpa Crossroads, preparation is probably the most key. For us, we're reaching out to all of the businesses. It probably takes 2 to 3 weeks to produce a Conte Group social shoot. So we have about a week off, and then we're immediately getting back into the brainstorm. But with it being a community-based page, it's different from a business trying to really sell, but it's really about engaging the people in that area first was our target. So I need to make sure that the people in Sepulpa know what they have, that they support it, that they encourage it, that they cheer them on. We get them rallied. They like the page. They're engaging with all that content. So when we were posting content, I was strategically targeting people within that community. And we would have someone, Joel mentioned CTX Coffee. They had been in business for almost 2 years in Sepulpa, and we posted about them, and there were people living in Sepulpa who had no idea they were there. And so that was our first target, was I need the city to rally around these businesses. And then as we begin to target people outside of Sepulpa, especially for the Christmas shoot, we're targeting people within about a 20, 25-mile radius of the city or of the shoot. And so when they see it, someone from Broken Arrow or Tulsa, and they're like, what's this Christmas shoot? And they click into the page, they just see all these comments.
Yeah.
Oh, we love the shoot. It's right next to here. Go shop here. Go eat there when you go. This is what you need to do. So that was a big component of it. And then also engagement. For us, the minute people would start commenting, you have to engage with them. Yeah. And so I have all of our pages on my phone. I'm literally like,
I see you.
I get all the notifications on my phone and I'm like, hold on, I have to respond.
I see. It's so funny because on this, I mean, I think I follow all of them, and it's hilarious though because I think my phone knows to let me know when you like something because I try really hard. I don't know if you see it, but a lot of times when you like something, I go and try to like it.
I do notice that. I'm like, oh, Jason already liked it.
Sometimes if I can beat you to it, I'm like, yes, finally. I beat her to one post. I liked it before she did. That's awesome. Well, that is really cool, Lauren and Joel. Thank you so much for the work that you guys do. I mean, it's been the best year so far with social, and it's so funny. I mean, I know you've heard me say this, but I still remember so vividly 4-5 years ago when I used to talk about this experiment of social media, and I think for me it was just went back to that desire of, can we help people tell their stories better? Can we just help them tell their stories? Like, can we help good messages get out to other people that they need to hear that they would have never known? And I think that the Sapulpa Crossroads is such a good example of that. Of course, the same is true across all the brands that we do social for, but it's been such an exciting thing for me to see happen. I mean, not that I can claim a whole lot of, my doing for it. It's really been you guys, but appreciate you guys. So
thanks. And our team has done a really awesome job with everything.
Absolutely.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
Great job, guys.
Absolutely.
Best job ever.
All right. I'll take that.
Put it in the notes.
Put in the notes. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us on today's podcast of Retrospec from the archives. I've been almost changing the name on every episode. If you want to learn more about the things we talked about, you can find it on our website, retrospecfilms.com. And we can't wait to see you on the next one.